So, hello everyone. So, in the previous previous lectures, we have talked about the different types of time-dependent data like time series data and cross-sectional data and panel data. Okay, and their examples also. So, we are talking about because this session is particularly for the time series analysis. So, we will talk about the time series analysis or time series data only. So this is the example of time series data, which is export data. It means at different time points, like from 1989 to 1998, we have a 10 years data of export. So it is a time series data, definitely, obviously, because it is a data from different time points. So this is the first time point 1989. Second time points 1990. So these are the different time points. So these are called time series data. So data is X, it is denoted by X, and time points from where this data is recorded, it is denoted by T. Okay, so this is the time series data. So if you want to make the graph of this time series data, like if you want to know what is the trend of this export from 1989 to 1998. So we will put these coordinates like T and X. You all know that the first is from X-axis and the second one is from Y-axis. So on X-axis, we always take the time, and on Y-axis, the quantities. So 1, it means first time points, the value is 44,320. So this one, this particular point. Similarly, for the other, second one, third one. So we will put this type of graph. So in this way, we will make a graph for the time series data. So it is a graph of exports from 9 different time points, like 1988 to 2000. Similarly, so this is the way how you can plot a graph of a time series data. So this is a graphical representation. If you combine these particular points by a straight line, by a line, then this is called trend line. It means what is the trend of exports from different time points. So here this is called curve. So it is nothing, only a function of time point. So here with the help of this graph, or with the curve, this is called trend curve, we can find out the nature of exports from time to time. It means from 1988 to 1990, it was increasing trend. This export was increasing, but 1990 to 1992, this particular point of time, it is stable or constant. Then it decreased and again decreased. Then again it increases. So by using this type of graph or trend graph, we can find out the nature of that phenomenon, whether it is increasing, whether it is constant, whether it is decreasing. So you can find out the nature of that particular time series data by plotting this graph. So what is the importance of time series analysis? As I have told you, to understand the past behavior, what happened over the last years or last months. Okay, so we can understand the past. And the second one, importance of time series is to forecast the future. Like government wants to know future of unemployment rate, percentage increase in cost of living, amount of CO2 emission in the near future. So accordingly, government will make certain policies to fulfill that purpose, to deal with that purpose for like unemployment, cost of living, and CO2 emission. So government or any policy maker, it may be from private organization also, said they will form their policies So these are two most examples to understand the past behavior of that phenomena. And second is to forecast the future. These are two importance of time series analysis. So basic in another way, so time series basically has four components. It is constituted, this time series data has four components. One is trend, seasonal, cyclic, and random component. So these are four factors which affect a time series data. So what do you mean by trend? Generally it is said that it is a this is not in trend. Okay, so it means trend is a long-term thing. Always remember that trend is a long-term, that more than 1 year. From one month you cannot decide what is the trend. So it need data from more than 1 year. It is a long-term trend. So trend is nothing, only the tendency of data to increase or decrease during a long period of time. Okay, so with a time point, long period of time, if your data is increasing or decreasing or constant, then this is called trend. This is the tendency of data to increase or decrease during a long period of time. For example, what is the trend of Indian population? Okay, whether it is increasing, decreasing, or constant. So you can say that the birth rate of India's population is increasing trend, has an increasing trend. So this time series data from the last, if you put the data of last 10 years, then there will be an increasing trend in that population of India. So this is called trend. So it is a one factor, one component. The another component is seasonal. The seasonal variations, what are the seasonal variations? Seasonal variations are those variations, these are the short term. Okay, like short-term fluctuations. These are the short-term fluctuations observed in a short period of time. Like if we at a certain season, like in winters, and the sale of woolen cloths increases. So if we put the data of winter of sale of woolen cloths, that we have the increasing trend. So these are the seasonal components. So if you are talking about the rainy seasons data, then the sale of umbrella will increase. So this is called seasonal variations. So they will occur due to a particular season. Okay. Again, the third one is cyclic. So cyclic, it means it is a particular cycle. It is and this cycle is mostly within a period of 1 year. Okay. It means it will change from one point to another, and then it will repeat again. It means a business cycle, like a business cycle. It has like starting. It has prosperity, then recession, then again depression, then recovery, and then again it will prosperity. So this is called cyclic variation. Okay. So the fourth one and very important is random component. So what are the random components? Or sometimes it is called irregular components. So what are the random components? The random components are those components which are totally out of control from the human hand. Okay, like flood, like any particular natural calamity occurs. Okay, like COVID, it has suddenly changed the business or anything. So these are the random or irregular component. Okay, so any time series data has four components: trend, seasonal, cyclic, random. Okay, so I have told about these four components, and generally these components are expressed by trend is capital T, suffix T. What means suffix T? It is a particular time point. It is a trend of a small t, it is a particular time point. Similarly, seasonal variation is denoted by ST, cyclic variation by CT, and random variations or irregular variations, they are denoted by RT or IT. IT means irregular. So this is the mathematical notations of these components of time series. So as I have told you, these are the components of time series. Trend is nothing, only the long-term fluctuations, long-term tendency of data to increase or decrease. Overall up persistent, long-term upward. If you want to make the long-term forecasting, then we go for the trend. And it is not always linear. It may be the quadratic or exponential. Another one was seasonal. I have told you that regular periodic fluctuations that occur within a year. So this seasonal variations always have periodicity of within 1 year. Okay, like consumption of heating oil, which is high in winter, like purchase selling of woolen cloths, that will also increase in the winter. Similarly, in the rainy season, you know, sale of umbrella will increase. So these are the seasonal variations. So seasonal variations are just mentioned by this type of diagram or graph. Like in starting, they will increase, seasonal, increase, then decrease, then again increase, then decrease. So it is a particular season. So if you are talking about the quarterly sales of any particular commodity like umbrella or woolen cloths, then this graph from the seasonal components will be like this. It is not a straight line or any curve. This will be a up and downs. So these are seasonal components. If we will remove from our data. So what are the cyclic components? So cyclic components are those components I have told you, which has a particular cycle. Okay, and this particular cycle has a time period of 1 year. Like long-term product demand cycles, the monetary and financial sectors business cycle I have told you is like there is a particular time period when we have the prosperity. There is another time after that prosperity, recession will come, and after recession, depression will come, and after depression, recovery will come. So this cycle will continue. This is called cyclic variations. This one. So this is called cyclic component, like long-term wave-like patterns. Regularly occur but may vary in length, often measured peak to peak or trough to trough, like this one, from one peak to another peak. This is called one cycle. Okay. And what are the irregular components? I have told you those components which are totally out of human hand, which are out of control, like unpredictable, random, residual fluctuations due to random variations of nature, accidents of unusual events like any natural calamities or this pandemic. So these are the irregular components which will affect the time series data. Noise in the time series. So what are the different causes of irregular? I have told you the like unseasonable weather, natural disasters, strikes, sampling and non-sampling errors. Sampling and non-sampling errors are those errors. Sampling errors are those errors which occurs due to faulty sampling planning at the time of survey or time of data collection. And what are the non-sampling errors? Non-sampling errors are those errors which happens like at non-response or response errors and other errors other than the sampling errors. Those are called non-sampling errors, like in non-response. People will never respond to your answer. And response error, it means people are responding but in a wrong way. Suppose if we are conducting popularity of your nature of your regular customer of your product, and you ask what are the, if you want to purchase our particular thing, product, then that person respond that yes, I'm very much interested to purchase your, and I will definitely purchase. So you will pick that this person is going to purchase our brand or product, but in reality it will not purchase. This is called non-sampling error. So these are some factors, these are some causes of irregular effects. So after that, some more detailed information will be shared in the upcoming lectures. Thank you.